Good evening, friends, and welcome to yet another very exciting session of Candid Meena. And here, along with us, we have once again Dr. Vinod B. Nair here with us, who will be giving his expert analysis on today's topic. And in today's topic, we'll be talking about, regarding Rahul Gandhi and how him and the Election Commission, they are, battling it out. And also, we'll be talking about, Asim Munir's threat to Mukesh Ambani, and much more in today's session. So, Vinodji, welcome to once again to Candid Meena. It's a very good pleasure to have you alongside us.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So, moving to the first topic, friends, and the first topic is the Election Commission has hit back at Rahul Gandhi and the other opposition leaders, rejecting their allegations of vote theft and concerns related to SIR in Bihar as misleading. Using words like vote chori to mislead people is disrespect to the constitution, the Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar said. And addressing this press conference, they rejected this as baseless, the allegations of double voting and vote theft, and asserted that all the stakeholders are working to make Bihar special intensive revision of electoral rolls a success in a very transparent manner. So, Vinodji, what is your take on this?
See, when the Election Commission, with all its mights, coming to a press conference, that itself shows the bad state of affairs in our setup, isn't it? Usually, yes. Election Commission doesn't have to do this. But look at the way they have prepared, and they were there. Allowing only accredited press members or for the interview. That itself means they were cutting off the unwanted people. No, they allowed only people with media with accreditation to be there in this thing. Then I actually watched it full. Look how systematic. All three were present with all their officials, but only the Chief Election Commissioner spoke. And the way he gave an initial very clear-cut explanation, then they took probably I think it lasted for 1.5 hours, and they answered every question in batches of 5. I think it was one of the perfect press conference ever done by, of course, the ministers are always well known for the way which they actually conduct. But we should understand, as I wrote in the Facebook, the IAS fellows may not be the most intelligent people of India, but something is very, very important. They know how to grasp things. They know how to administer. They know how to catch hold of the whole situation, and they know how to communicate. And it was very, very evident, because when I came to Cochin, I think here Ganesh Kumar was the district collector in Ernakulam. So from that day onwards, I know him, the way he speaks and the way he handles things. But he has now matured, because that was probably 27, 28 years back. And now he has matured into a very, very seasoned bureaucrat. And I'm so happy the clarity with which he spoke. He refuted every allegation systematically, and it was so clear, and none of the press people there had any doubt on what he was saying. That is what I understood. So he systematically refuted every single allegation against the Election Commission. And the unfortunate thing is, Election Commission had to do this with such a great preparation. And that is the level of allegation, and that vote chori allegation and the other things which Rahul and Congress has raised against this thing, the special intensive revision and all. I think that was very unfortunate that he has to do that. And people were saying, even the Congress were saying, why they are not answering? And my question is only one thing. If they have real allegations against them, why don't they give the affidavit under oath, so that the Election Commission can proceed with the whole thing? That they don't want. That is the most funniest part. That is my first take on this.
Yeah, also, places where the Congress government is in power, like Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh, Telangana, Jammu and Kashmir. So they don't have any problem there, is it? The Congress party?
Only in situations where they have lost, they have an issue. And look at them, what they were initially saying. It was always a voting machine, the vote EVM. No, that was then the other thing came to support that. Now they have shifted the goalpost. Every time they have an issue, they are shifting the goalpost. And see, the simple logic, why these press people are not asking them repeatedly, why you are not going in the proper channel, why you are not giving the a complaint under affidavit, then probably there will be an action if we can't prove them. And they probably know it very well. See, he just want to make a show on the road, on the streets, among the in front of the camera. That is why he is now going with the agitation. Agitation. I mean, I don't know what else to say on this. It's very, very clear. No, see, you must have seen the bats hanging from the tree. They always see the world usually upside down, but at least their listening skill are good, especially bats. Here the problem is they are upside down always, and whatever they hear, they are hearing it upside down. Isn't it? They are not able to understand such a plain language in Hindi. Either people don't know what is actually being said in Hindi, or they are not even able to understand from the media what is being said on that. And I'm very happy that it was, the timing was, I actually appreciate the timing by the Election Commission on a Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock, where everybody is at home listening to the television. I mean, I must appreciate the way their communication skill, their strategies. I mean, I really liked it. I appreciate what they have done.
Yeah. So, do you see this having any effect whatsoever on the Bihar election upcoming? Will the people of Bihar get swayed by all these opinions?
It is possible, because I don't know how many will really understand the whole thing. See, what has happened in specific to Bihar, there is a special intensive revision which is going on in Bihar, where around 64 lakhs of duplicate vote or fraudulent 65 lakh voters' name have been deleted. Now, I know that issue is now right now in Supreme Court, and Supreme Court has specifically said that it has to be a searchable list where anybody should be able to search their name if it is deleted, and it can be, I think it is a very transparent process. And Election Commission was saying on that day, Sunday, that for the last 20 years, such an enormous task has not been done to clear the electoral process, electoral rolls. I think they have every right to do that, because why it is Bihar? Because the next election is for Bihar, and they suspected that. And look at the number they have removed: 65 lakh voters, where ultimately all the Bangladeshis come and land, or the people from other countries come and land. And he categorically said, see, this the right to participate in Indian elections is only for the Indians, and their main aim is to remove non-Indians from the electoral rolls. They can always say the minority and the migrants. I don't know which migrants they really mean, whether it is the Bangladeshi migrants or it is from the other states. From the other states, probably Bangladesh people are coming to Bihar. I don't know really on that issue. But I think such a cleaning process is very, very inevitable, because it was not done for the last 2 decades. I think Election Commission has got every right to do that. And to the question of the press people, he has said it is not only going to be in Bihar. As the elections are being declared in other states, they will definitely think about conducting the same thing process, like that summary special intensive revision, or the SIR. Just like in Bihar, it will be done in other states also. And moreover, the other very specifically what they have said is the draft rolls have been published in August 1st, 2025, and the final list is due on 30th. So they have time. Even when even anybody who thinks their name is not there can definitely give a complaint or a requisition in the requisite form, and go ahead with the process. So, whether they are launched the Voter Adhikar Yatra or 1,300-kilometer march, probably that is seeing the election process. And I think there will be some damages for the BJP because they are the ruling party, and people might see they are also smart. Congress people are also smart. They know rather than playing it to the, rather than going to the court and finally getting defeated, going to the playing to the gallery may get some attention. And see, 64 lakh vote means there will be people who are hurt, isn't it? At least there are 65 hurt people in Bihar because 65 lakh people's name were removed, and they expected at least some money for the vote they because anyway the process is, every one of us know, in many of the states in India, money or other goods are being given, isn't it, to get the vote. See, if I don't have a vote, my vote name is removed. Why should they give the money to me? So there are actually 65 lakh unhappy people in Bihar, isn't it? And they know that, Congress know that. So they are playing to the gallery. Strategically, it's a correct move for Congress. I don't know how BJP is going to handle that. Let's see what is happening. At the same time, it is a good thing that Supreme Court has taken a serious view of this. And when it is coming through the Supreme Court's approval, I think BJP has a chance there. They can always say that anyway, the Supreme Court has looked into it and they have given the green signal. So everything is done under the supervision of Supreme Court. And I think that is a correct move for BJP. Now, how far they will play in the street to the public on handling this, it will be a tough job, I will say. For BJP, it will be a tough job. But there are 64 lakh or 65 lakh unhappy people who have lost vote, and through that some material benefits in this election. Nobody would like that, no? It's not a small amount of money which is usually being offered, or the materials which are being offered. So I think both are playing on their level. I don't know. Let's see what will happen.
So it is going to be a tough election for BJP in Bihar, as of now.
I think Congress has an advantage at this point in this matter. There are 64 lakh unhappy people. They will be speaking. What is right or wrong? Nobody is interested. How I am affected is the only thing which is important in such things. And if I am unhappy, I will speak to another 5 people. So I think they have a disadvantage. A BJP government has a disadvantage in this matter. Probably they need to bring out a good strategy to convince people that this was a fraud thing which was being played.
Yeah. So coming to the next, piece of news, and Modi ji during the Independence Day speech, he has, he was speaking about some topics. And he asserted, about Make in India, especially, and because of the way US is putting huge tariffs on India, and how the way Trump is behaving towards India, and also just recently Donald Trump met Putin in Alaska. So how do you see all this? Modi also said he wants to move towards self-reliance, manufacture everything from fertilizers to jet engines, EV batteries, and he vouched to protect the farmers in the face of a trade conflict with Washington. So, how do you see this? With the relation and equation between India and Trump, and also how Russia is also in between all this?
See, I think Modi is going through a very tough time. I would say India is going through a very tough time. There are disturbances within, there are disturbances outside, there are alliances which are forming against India outside also. So I think it was a very, we are going through a very tough time in politically, economically, disturbance-wise. But I think in tougher situations like this is where the leadership really counts. I think Modi ji has risen to the right level That is why that speech went on for 103 minutes. And look at it is one of the most beautiful and structured and planned speech ever, I have ever heard. Even from Modi ji. This is one of the, probably it was one of the best speeches he has made. Now look at from where it started. But let's look at the salient points. I think definitely our immediate main issue is the way in which Trump is playing, along with Pakistan. I think that is our immediate outside threat. Let's speak about that. So we need to prepare. I think that was one of the most important reason why he speak about that special Diwali gift, which is coming in October, that is bringing down the GST. So a country, every transaction we do, we need to pay GST. Whenever we are buying a service or a product, we need to pay the GST. And now we know that it is not that easy to evade GST with the digital chain, which is actually following every service or every product, right from the factory to the final user. Now we had like 8%, 12%, 15% and 18% and 28%, isn't it? Now what they are saying is we are not going to step up. For 5%, the 12% will be brought down to 5%. Not every, probably 12%. Most of the 12% or many of the 12% slab will be brought down to 5%. And the 28% slab will be brought down to 18%. Which means, I think our every month we are actually creating records on GST collection. So it is actually a major strategy to increase the consumption within India. So I think that is a boon to the producers, service providers, as well as the end users. Of course, the government will be at a loss because the collections can come down. But irrespective of the fact that the India government is going to lose money on the taxation front or the GST front, they are giving it that is the most important thing. Second thing is, as you said about the Atmanirbhar 2, Make in India 2 movement, 2.0 movement. That is especially with the defense, especially with the EV batteries, semiconductor chips, and every field. And that vocal for local. The message is very, very crystal clear. We need to isolate ourselves from the people like Trump, who can manipulate things without any reason. See, China is buying more oil, Russian oil, from Russia. China is buying much more oil than India. Then that is tax is not applicable. And somebody was saying, because China is refining it and selling it to the Europe, that is going to create an impact on Europe. That is why they are not taxing China. See the way they are thinking. They are the most selfish people. These Europeans and Americans are the most selfish people. And we need to find our foot, irrespective of whatever they say, whether this American people or then. And the second, I think the other thing, important thing I liked was about that Sudarshana Chakra system. See, we know that we have our defensive system, multi-layered defensive system in the borders. But India is not of borders. Like, for example, you take the example of Karnataka. There are actually many military installations in major cities like Bangalore. We need protection for that. So something similar to the Iron Dome, which is for US, probably the Israel, which is probably near the size of Kerala, state of Kerala. Now we have the whole of India, which needs a Iron Dome-like thing, or much better than that. So he has envisaged a program which is going to start immediately in this 2025 itself, and it is going to last for another 10 years, so that the whole India is going to come under that Sudarshana Chakra. It's actually a very symbolic thing. Sudarshana Chakra is Krishna's weapon, which is going to protect everyone. Similarly, such a beautiful name and the concept. Imagine America's Golden Dome, though promised, it is unlikely that it will cover the whole of US. But with our own technology, our own system, and our own thing, which have been proved in Operation Sindoor, If that level of protection is coming to cities like Kochi, Bangalore, Bombay, Delhi, probably Bombay and Delhi is already covered because they are very important. And look at the way this Asim Munir has said about Jamnagar refinery. Ambani's the way they are targeting. They are not targeting the military centers. They are targeting our economic backbone. Institution or installations like Jamnagar refinery. This is a very, very serious issue. And not only that, there can be threats within India. In this area, year of drones, what has happened to Russia, like Ukraine, has sent in drones well inside that Russia and created a havoc in Russian airports, just like what Israel has done to Iran. Tomorrow, anybody can assemble. I have even written a Facebook post on that. Probably we should seriously think about all drones in India coming under government control. See, here anybody can now, see, flying a drone is not a difficult thing. Anybody with a like marriage photography they use in Kerala, at least they use drones very, very commonly. And he can try a similar drone and create havoc in one of our installations, in a refinery, in a very major military installation. So we need now to think about an iron dome-like thing or a golden dome-like thing for what America is envisaging for whole of India or the major installations of India. I think that is a very wonderful plan. And another very interesting thing. See, after all this talk, on a 103-minute talk given by our Prime Minister, what Congress has identified, what the other parties have identified, they have mentioned about RSS. I was just asking, why can't they say about RSS? RSS is now ruling this country, whether you like it or not, through their political wing called BJP. RSS is currently ruling the ruling the country, India, and many of the states. Whether you like it or not, it's a reality. And on a year where 100th anniversary, the centenary celebrations of RSS is going, I think, if not Modi, who will thank RSS? Whether you like it or not, it's a reality. And probably we'll have to, and that was the only thing which was picked up by the political parties. They have mentioned RSS. Why not RSS? That is the question I am asking. It's nothing to do with whether I'm RSS or for RSS or BJP. See, everybody has a right to say about things. No. So that is my take on that.
Yeah. Interesting. Also, Modi is going against Trump. We are buying Russian oil. And also we have a good relationship with Russia. And also now we are trying with China as well. So do you see that there's going to be a lot of help for Pakistan from the American side as well?
I definitely think, because I think Trump is really upset with India because all his plans have gone wrong. He thought India will budge with his tariff, this thing. See, the way he spoke on that during that time with the trade, I conquered India and I controlled India and Pakistan. That was the worst narrative he has made. Well, I mean, probably they don't know that we are a people of reputation and pride. I think he never understood Indians. And if you say like that I have controlled Modi and the Indian government with offer of trade, I don't know whether what he thought about that. Did he think that India will listen to that? See, from that day onwards, his systems misfired, his concepts misfired, his thought process about India misfired. No, we went silent. We never said anything seriously, but then we went silent, and the silent was a very good sign. But he never understood that. He kept on saying things like that. See, he is one person. He doesn't understand the strategies. Look at how he handled Putin. Putin, a seasoned politician, not only a politician who has worked in KGB in the very senior most level. Two mistakes, I think, as a strategician. Like, if I was advising him, I would have never allowed him to say that. Like, he said, no, before coming, and a country of stature of Russia. You know what he said? If Russia is not going to agree with this thing in May, they will have to face consequences. That is the first mistake he has done. And when Putin came out, there were B-52 bombers, there are Raptors flying over him. What is the message usually it gives? He is flexing his muscle. No, he is flexing his military muscle. No, he would have laughed inside. I'm 100% sure Putin would have laughed inside. And that is why the whole thing went bizarre. You know what Putin said? Okay, now let's talk in Moscow. That is all what he said. Now, I am 100% sure he would have said, I am not going to budge. If you want peace, you tell Zelensky. And that is what is going to happen tonight. I think Zelensky has been asked to come to US, to meet Trump. There will not be any Crimea. There will not be anything which already Russia has taken. Now, look at the after meeting Putin. You look at the way Trump responded. He said, now the trouble is with Zelensky and with the European nations. I have done whatever I have done, and as if Putin is right. So I think all he wants is a Nobel Prize. Probably somebody can give him a Nobel Prize or at least a replica of that. Probably he'll be happy with the world. I don't know what he's really wanting in this situation. So that's my take on that.
Yeah, initially when Trump came to power, he was going against the American deep state, and then gradually, he lost somewhere. Something went wrong. What's your opinion on that?
See, I'll tell you. The problem is, if I have nothing to lose in future, if I have nothing to lose in future, I will go bizarre. Like, for example, Trump 1 and Trump 2 is different. Why? Because Trump 1 had a future that he may come into power at Trump 2. Trump 2 will be there. Now, according to American Constitution, he will not be elected as the next US president at any point of a time because there are only 2 terms for a person, unless he changes the law during this time. So he has nothing to lose. Now what he wants, he probably wants a recognition from the world that he is the most powerful American president ever ruled America. That is the first thing. At the same time, he also wants to, probably if there is a possibility of a Nobel Prize, he wants a Nobel Prize. And probably the third thing I think he wants is money, not for America, but for himself and his family. So he is actually making negotiations with Pakistan for some crypto issues. He has gone and started business in Vietnam. He has gone he will start business in Bangladesh. At the same time, he wants to dump all the like dairy products, the farm products and other things, and want fishing to be done Indian shores. How can we afford that? That is why probably Modi has categorically said, I will not do, come what may, I will not do anything which will harm the farmers or the fishermen or the cattle rearers. We will not do anything because that is the most important, unprivileged group of people in India. If Modi touches that, he will be in trouble. So he can't do that. But then he has the stubbornness and see again, why? Just imagine why India could make that statement like the current statements which are being made from the Indian officials. It is only because we have progressed tremendously in the last 10 years, 11 years. When Modi has said we will become a 5 trillion economy, nobody ever thought that it is possible. At that point in time, it was a 1 trillion economy. Now it is 4.5 trillion economy. And in this speech, he is speaking about 10 trillion economy, isn't it? So we are actually thinking and implementing things in the right way. So he has every right to say that. I think if they are in the real sane mindset, America will not implement extra 25% duty. Even if he does that, it is not going to affect India. That is what I seriously think.
Yeah. Also, Vinodji, India has taken a very historic step to challenge the dominance of US dollar by issuing a official circular allowing BRICS nations to conduct 100% of their trade in Indian rupees. So this is a huge step challenging the American dollar.
Absolutely. See, absolutely. See, look at the combined demographic population in India, China, Russia, Brazil, and South Africa. I think it consists of the majority of people in this world. It consists about the majority of the buying power in this world. And look at the economics. Now leave the demographic part. Look at the economic part. If these 5 countries transact among themselves, I'm not saying they are going to break the dollar, but they will definitely create a dent in the power of dollar. And there are other things which are being done by India, that they are allowed now that Reserve Bank of India has removed the restriction to that Vostok account or something is there, where Indian banks can open accounts for their customers with any world banks, any banks outside India, so that the transaction in rupee can be done. So, see, only when you are being challenged, you will rise to the next level. And India is being challenged. Not only in India, and not only India, China is being challenged, Russia is being challenged, Brazil is being challenged, South Africa is being challenged. And to challenge so many people in this, so many countries in this world at the same time, that is the biggest mistake America is making currently. It is not said by me. Now, a lot of very interesting people, Jeffrey Sachs, many people have very openly, economists, smart people, intelligent people in America, himself is advising or saying things in media that this is not only good for India. The measures he has taken against India is not only good for India, it is bad for US also. US, see, it's already there is an inflation. Already the cost of many of the things are going up. See, if he is bringing out this tariff, who is ultimately going to pay? It is the American people who is paying. It is not India who is paying or the Indians who is paying because of this tariff. It is the American citizens, and they will have less things to buy. They don't want Indian things. It is okay. We will try to sell it somewhere else, Europe. I really like the strategy of Keytex. No, you remember that the person from Kerala, they were actually selling it in only US. Now he is saying these things were available only in US. Now it is available for you, the Europeans. You buy it. They will just buy that. Now if it is being what do you call brought out to Indian people, they will buy because it has been sold like hot favorites in US. So why not us?
Right.
So I think India is poised to take that challenge in the right way.
Yeah. On a final point, this Milburn has, she has remarked that Melania Trump wrote a letter to Putin and mentioned something about innocent children. Have you, read about this?
I heard about that, but I think it doesn't even mention a comment. Who is she to make that is again belittling him. It is again playing an upper hand on Putin. Do you think that will, you will like that thing? When you are coming for a very serious negotiation, playing that innocent children card, it is actually going to irritate him, no? And putting that out in media, that I have given this innocent, protect the innocent children of Ukraine. Again, I don't think that was a wise move. See, when you are negotiating with people, you negotiate serious things. You should not irritate the other person. That is a basic rule of negotiation. You get what you want. You don't irritate the other person unnecessarily. You don't challenge him. Because these people, like the US thing, they can challenge anyone. They are challenging, I think he has challenged Putin by showing off that fighters, that warplanes, as well as saying that you will face severe consequence. Whom he is talking to? Russia is still a country with a lot of power left, still with them. Even after, I don't think Russia is not conquering Ukraine just because of that. They can't just destroy Ukraine and take all of that country. That is the only reason Ukraine is still surviving. It is not because that Russia is not capable of conquering them, but they don't want a barren land without people or resources in that country, isn't it? They just want to show to the world that don't come closer. Don't see what will happen to Russia if the Ukraine is joining the NATO. Then there will be a nuclear base in Ukraine, NATO nuclear base in Ukraine. It has happened to many other. It has happened in many other countries. How can Russia allow that? You remember the old Cuban crisis? What America did when there were missiles brought, Russian missiles brought to the Cuba. We were actually on the verge of a third world war, no? So it's all about strategy. We will agree to that.
Yeah. Also, one point was at the end of the conference between Putin and Trump. Putin spoke in English, and he said next time in Moscow.
Moscow.
Yeah, that was quite interesting. That he.
Next time in Moscow means I have come here, nothing happened. Now you come to Moscow. See, that is how he is very smartly express his unpleasure with the contempt he had for Trump, for all the drama he has created. Now you come to Moscow, isn't it? I mean, he is smart. He is too smart for Trump. See, ultimately, who actually gained out of the whole thing? It is Russian and Putin. It is a geopolitical, diplomatic failure for Trump, and it was a diplomatic victory for Putin, because now he had got a same platform after so many years, 10 years, with US president, without doing anything, without losing anything. He never had to lose anything.
Yeah. So how does India go forward after all this? How do you see Modi ji going forward?
I think first of all, we need to realize, not only Modi, probably he knows that. I think Indians need to realize that we need to get isolated from this dollars and pounds. We need to work like Japan, what Japan has done in the past. We need to really make products which are of world standard, where people will love to buy them, whether it is at a high tariff or not. Why Indians pharma, they have not put the tariff on Indian pharma? Why not on Indian electronic goods? Because they want that. Americans want the pharma, Indian pharma products, Indian electronic products, because they cannot do away with that. Similarly, we should make quality products, the best products, where nobody can say no to us. And at the same time, we should develop our internal market. That is the most important thing. And we should make quality things which will sell within India itself. See, 140 crores of people buying, it is anybody's dream market. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Vinod ji, for coming on today's session, and giving a very informative information. And so we will see you next week.
Okay.
Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you.
And Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Hind. Jai Shri Ram.